Hey all, this is PDA, and recently I just finished rereading Not My Father's Son by Alan Cumming, which is a memoir. One, I love Alan Cumming. Two, it is a fantastic, well written book. I'm not necessarily one to read non fictional pieces, but Not My Father's Son by Alan Cumming is extraordinary. It's one of the easiest things I've ever read, and I mean that in a way of I was so into it the entire time that it didn't matter what reading level it was. I was just enjoying it so much. I just finished that, a memoir, which I recommend to anybody who even remotely knows anything about Alan Cumming. It's a wonderful memoir. It's very honest. It's very awesome. Go read it. And today, I'm talking about memoirs, I guess, because memoirs, autobiographies, that type of stuff. Well, because I think just like everybody thinks they can write a novel, which to be fair, with put enough time and dedication, everybody can write a novel. Everybody thinks they can write a memoir or an autobiography, and I know I've thought about that before. Not that I know what I would write about and don't have the most exciting life in the world, but sometimes, I mean, yes, having interesting life events helps. But I think also sometimes it's how you frame it. It's your internal thoughts. It's your internal dialogue that really sells a memoir. Because with reading Not My Father's Son, if it was written poorly, it could have been so much more boring. It could have been so much worse. But as it was written wonderfully, it was fantastic. And so I think a lot of the times is how you write something rather than just what you write about. Because something can be the most exciting book in the world. For example, I was reading this book. I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember who it's by. All I know, it was like 600 pages long. I was so bored. I didn't care about any of the characters. It was just disappointing, to say the least. Like, it should have been one of the most exciting books I've ever read because of how it was framed to me. But no, it was boring. I cared about none of the characters. I think that's also part of it. You have to care about the characters. Whether you hate them so much, you just want to see them get their comeuppance. That's still caring about a character. But if you're just indifferent and just like, eh. Because I think stories, memoirs included, need to be a little bit more character driven than just plot driven. Because plot could be exciting, but if you don't care about the characters, what makes the plot as exciting as it should be? And so, like, with writing a memoir, one, I always felt like it would be narcissistic to write a memoir or autobiography because, like, oh my goodness, I get to talk about me so much. To be fair, I have a YouTube channel now, but that is beside the point. But, like, I think it sometimes just helps if you write something to process things. Like, you don't have to write a memoir to actually, like, get it published. You can write a memoir just to help you get through whatever you're getting through. It's your own form of storytelling, your own form of journaling. So it can be a helpful thing for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be for anybody else. And I think that's also a point I want to hit on this video. I know I write for myself. Like, I probably write some things that some people would question a lot. But if they help me, when writing them, it's very cathartic. It's very forgiving. And I know during certain times I need to hear that. And sometimes it's about becoming a better person than what someone was. And so, like, that's all, like, a very common theme in anything right is becoming a better person, is forgiveness. I think so it comes down to writing for yourself, I think. Even if it's narcissistic, even if some people would consider it, myself included at times, consider writing a memoir being narcissistic. Don't try to write it ever out of obligation for somebody else. Only write out of obligation for yourself. I think is also part of it. I sometimes still think memoirs are narcissistic, but they can also help people get through things. And then also, just like with writing in general, fictional characters of your own creation can help you realize things about yourself that you didn't even know. And so write for yourself. I don't know how to do anything else but to write for myself. So I started writing before I even thought about being a published author. or having people read my stuff. I wrote for myself, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And so if I ever decide to write a memoir, I'm going to write it for myself, not anybody else, maybe not even to get it published, but I'll write it for myself, and it'll probably help me through some stuff that I've gone through before, or in the future. I never know. I don't know if I'm going to write a memoir. I might. But in any case, that is going to be all today for my nice little rant. This video's song is Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman, which is one of my favorites. And as per usual, there'll be a link in the description to a YouTube video with the song. Also, there'll again be a link in the description to my Discord channel, The Creative Writers, for whoever needs creative writing help. Right now, it's just me and my sister, so please join. The more, the merrier. I hope you guys all have a good day.